Hello guys, and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to be looking at a chap named Horrid Gents, a Harman Smith fanboy, who is in turn a Nintendrone fanboy. Or should I be calling Harman Smith a pretendo? Whatever the case, I saw one comment of today's subject on Harman Smith's community post, and within the first few minutes of this guy's video, you can already tell he's spouting some massive BS, just like Harman Smith does. Birds of a feather flock together, am I right? So, I thought it would be fun to watch this with all of you out there and listen to this utter inane drivel. So let's get right into it.
People sit there, yeah, I'm gonna straight up emulate. There's nobody can do about it. Okay, bro, you act like nobody sees this. Dude, people are going to prison for stuff they tweeted.
Other than people who host ROM websites, no one has ever gone to jail for emulating games before, mate.
Like, dude, this is admissible in court.
And I've said it before. Everybody does it. Does that make it legal? Everybody does it. Doesn't make it legal at all.
It doesn't make it legal.
So they're like, well, emulators are legal. Yes, they are for very specific reasons. Unfortunately, though, how will you use said emulator? Because you gotta get a game to play it, right? How do you get that game?
With a cart dumper, a disk drive, or a hacked console, which is also legal for reasons similar to the ones I'll state later.
Oh, well, I'm just gonna say, well, you can't download it, right? We know we can't do that. So
where'd you get this ISO from?
Well, I'm gonna rip it. I'm gonna use my tools and rip it. Well, that's breaking copyright, sir.
No, it isn't. Confusing content creation and intellectual property with how you actually use it. This only applies to distribution of that content, not how the owner of that content uses it.
What do you mean it's breaking copyright? It's my own game and I bought a copy. Yeah, but what did you do with it?
Did you bought a license?
Did you break the encryption on it? Is the copyright holder still alive as an entity?
Judging by how official emulation servers openly talk about it, I'd say it's most definitely legal. DRM cracking, on the other hand, probably isn't, although I've read that if you DRM crack for personal use, then yeah, that is completely legal, as I understand it. But only for personal use.
I need you to read the law. Now, again, I'll say this again, just like I said on another podcast. Show me the law that says you can break encryption.
Yeah. I can't find any laws on breaking encryption, but it's probably similar to the things and the reasons I stated earlier in the video.
There ain't
for
one.
Anything other than research purposes.
There ain't one. Trust me, I know there ain't one.
It's explicitly written, like and the only exceptions are approved directly by the Librarian of Congress.
Remember this? I just found this NES cartridge. Remember this? Hold on. Can I? It says right here on this part. You can't even see it. On this part, right here.
Yep.
It says, and I quote: "This game is licensed for Nintendo for play on the Nintendo Entertainment System."
So
this just means that the studio was given a license to make a game for Nintendo hardware. If it does mean anything beyond that, then it's effectively the same as warranty stickers, where it can't be legally enforced.
And then, so like, even though like there's no encryption on NES games, right? Like you just dry rip them and you're not really breaking anything to do it. As long as that copyright holder still exists and they push for it, you are playing the game in a way that the copyright holder didn't originally intend for you to do, and they can still take you to court for that.
Discount Eggman admits that most games aren't encrypted, but still thinks that copyright doesn't allow the user to do whatever they want with items or software that they own. Mate, when you purchase a copy of a game, it is yours to do with as you see fit. That simple. Copyright only means you're not allowed to make unlicensed or unauthorized copies of that software or what have you.
So what we're going to do is make sure that if you don't do that, then we'll just file a suit for every time that you do it, if they wanted to. Especially, and I just want people to understand, there's always some big YouTuber out here talking about the legality of this and how you can buy a game and do this, blah, blah, blah. Ask yourself, this YouTuber is super popular. They have all this money, blah, blah, blah. They got lawyers on deck and everything.
Why
Why don't they show the entire process of them ripping a game and putting it on the system? They always cut the black.
Except they literally do show the entire process of ripping ROMs from game cartridges or CD-ROMs. There are so many videos of people showing how to dump cartridges and rip discs. Just look up Retro 2 and you'll find a bunch of them.
Because they're not winning that case. They're not going to win it.
That's just strange to me. But it's always been, they were always waiting in the wings, looking for an excuse to jump on. That's the whole anti-Nintendo train or anti-Microsoft or anti-Sony train. Like, we need to emulate these games because look at what they're doing. Blah 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 blah. I'm like,
I swear, these imbeciles wouldn't be able to find their own asses with both hands if they all had bells on them. Mates, people emulate these video games because 1, it's for video game preservation purposes. 2, they don't have the money to shell out to purchase the console required to play it and or the game itself. Now, I'm not saying just go out and download the game ROMs and ISOs all willy-nilly, but if idiots like these want piracy to stop, then Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft are all going to have to step up their game, no pun intended. 3, watch Maidenless Caleb's video, because he does a much better job at explaining it and giving Harman Smith a well-deserved verbal bitch slap.
You act like, and that's why I made the post and told people to go mow grass. I'm like, you act like the operating system you use to run said emulators are a good company.
Well,
out of all these companies, only one of them has been sued for antitrust multiple times by the federal government.
Yeah.
Only one.
Yeah, only one.
So which company was this? You didn't list a name, and if you don't provide evidence to back up your claims on my channel, pretty much anywhere else for that matter, I will dismiss said claims without evidence. Also, the phrase is, touch grass, you brain-dead imbecile. Learn phrases and idioms of the English language, mate. It's not that hard.
And it ain't who you think it is. But right. the thing that I find hilarious is like the people that be calling people corporate slaves and mad about corporations, but have 2 packages from Amazon on their porch.
White knighting a gaming company is the same as buying from Amazon? What? No, people who buy from Amazon are like people who buy gaming consoles. They're normal people. You were like people who tried to say that Amazon doesn't mistreat their employees and just suck up to them in general.
I mean, it is what it is. I just find it to be funny. I just really find it to be funny. Or they just went to Walmart that day. Or they went and got they just had to go to Target to go get them a vacuum cleaner.
Now, I don't know what the hell these imbeciles are talking about here, but I can tell you now that intelligence-wise, they are one step north from a doormat and an abandoned house. Look, folks, just because a company says something is legal or illegal doesn't necessarily mean that it is or isn't. Heck, even on their official website, Nintendo isn't necessarily condemning people who make a backup copy of games. They're more concerned with piracy, which is completely understandable, and I do side with them on piracy. The problem is that Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft, and other game companies that they face is that if they want piracy to stop, then they must offer services that are far superior to what the pirates give. And even then, none of these game companies are ever going to be able to stop piracy in the same way you'll never be able to stop some people from acting like someone whose brain has been replaced by a burst balloon. Anyways, we finally finished this video, thank God. So now I can get back to grinding an Odin Sphere Leaf Thracier. Bye-bye for now!